Hey guys, Rafferty Pendry here. In this video, I'm going to talk about working on the business, not just in the business. Take a look. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up for me and feel free to subscribe to my channel for future content like this. So first off, a lot of people can think that this has to do with basically being a business owner only. Like they're the only ones that actually need to work on the business. And that's not actually true. I think there's every single position in a business or an organization or a group, even if it's just a charity organization, can actually work on the business, not just in the business. It's not going to be one person doing all the work, trying to get everything done that's working on the business. And so then how do you kind of differentiate that? What I mean by that is when you have something to sell and then you have something to deliver, there are routine functions that need to occur in order to make that happen. That is working in the business. You're actually doing the work that needs to get done. That is super, super important for sure. However, spending time on a regular basis working on improving your process, working on reviewing what's actually happening, making sure that things aren't falling between the cracks. And you know what? Why was this thing kind of unclear? Why did this thing get messed up? And let's dig into that a little bit more so that we can actually improve our process. That's working on the business. It's constantly comparing that to a metric or comparing that to an outcome that you want, and then saying, what do I need to do to get that metric or get that outcome that I want to accomplish? Just taking that time to step back and actually spending that time. And for me, when I first started kind of doing this, I was at a point where I was working 20 hours a day and I was broke and I had a very, very rough time. I just had to carve out time each day. And for me, it started like every several days first. And then, every day I was doing it a little bit and then I was doing a little bit more. And so you really start to shift from just handling the work to being able to actually make sure that you're actually improving the outcome or the direction you want to go. The way that I kind of explain it is like, you can be headed in, you're here, this is where you are right now. This is where you're trying to get to. And you want to have as straight of a path as possible. It doesn't always end up being a pretty straight path. Sometimes you're going to have a lot of curves in there. Working on the business allows you to take the time to step back and just make sure that I'm headed in exactly the right direction, exactly where I want to go. For most companies, an executive over an area, they're going to be working on things and in things. They're going to be juggling both. Spending that time to actually step back and work on the business will mean that your overall results and outcomes of the area can be much more improved than simply just doing the work. Especially if you're an executive, this becomes even more important. If you want to become an executive, this is something you can start to look at, and it's the people who really take it on, take ownership for it, and start to improve those processes, improve how things are getting done, that really start to get noticed. To me, they are high value people. And on the flip side, you can spend so much time just planning and theoretical that you're not actually diving in and handling the immediate need that you have. So there is that balance of working on the business, working in the business, and it is going to be a juggling act in my experience. The more that you actually do it though, the more you make sure that other people know how to do it, the more time you'll actually have to spend working on the organization, the less time you're gonna have to dive in and deal with just, every little knickknack yourself. But even when your job is primarily focused on oversight and running people and all of that, you're going to have to dive into the nitty gritty and the details. I have in the past overlooked that. I've worked on getting better and better at myself on that, where we really have to spend enough time looking and seeing what's going on, dive in there, we get it sorted out, and that's working on the business. One final point on this is how much time you actually spend doing that will really differ from business to business, person to person. What is the role you have? How many people do you have working, et cetera, et cetera. But just working out an appropriate amount of time that you do spend working on the business will change the game going forward. If this video helps out, go ahead and share it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.